All, let's know what is Agni as per Ayurveda. The word Agni means fire in Sanskrit. What are the normal functions of Agni in the body? Agni governs transformation, digestion, absorption, assimilation, the creation of digestive enzymes, all metabolic activities, strength and vitality, tissue nutrition, skin color, complexion, glow, and luster, the maintenance of body temperature, mental clarity, intelligence, sensory perception, especially visual perception, alertness, affection, and enthusiasm for life, courage and confidence, joy, laughter, and contentment, discrimination, reason, and logic, patience, stability, and longevity. When Agni is balanced, it tends to support strong immunity and a long, healthy life. Balanced Agni will be showing normal appetite, clean tongue without coating, proper appreciation of taste, good digestion, balanced metabolism, can digest a reasonable quantity of any food without issue, proper and regular elimination of waste from the body, stable health, steady weight, normal blood pressure, good immunity, sound sleep, high energy, strong vitality, calm mind, clear perception, cheerfulness, optimism, and enthusiasm, natural longevity. Then, if Agni is impaired, what are happening? Emotional disturbances with an increased tendency toward fear, anxiety, anger, confusion, lethargy, or depression, low energy, weakness, or fatigue, suppressed or overactive appetite, indigestion, gas, bloating, constipation, nausea, hyperacidity, loose stools, a sense of heaviness, feeling tired or mentally foggy after meals, a tendency toward congestion in the sinuses, the lymph, or even the mind. While these disturbances can be short lived or chronic, the impaired digestive process inevitably leads to the accumulation of waste, the vitiation of the doshas, vata, pitta, and kapha, and the stagnation of emotions. All these things, these causative factors, form ama, a toxic residue that is capable of completely disrupting our health and well being. Disturbed Agni can manifest in countless ways. So it is important to look the symptoms and to solve the root cause of the problem. So that is why the doctor always asks how is your appetite to the patient. Then what are the types of Agni? Mainly there are three types: Jadaragni, Bhutagni, and Dhatogni. Jadaragni is considered as primary digestive fire present in Koshta and performs digestion and metabolism. Types of Jadaragni are Samagni, Vishamagni, Tikshnagni, and Mandagni. Samagni is a state of tridoshic equilibrium in which Jadaragni functions normally, due to which complete digestion of food takes place. The Samagni help to digest and assimilate food material in a proper way, therefore boost dhatus and maintain good health status. Whereas in Vishamagni, it is a state of strong appetite followed by loss of appetite. The potency of Agni varies instantly. While in Tikshnagni, the Agni excited by Pitta and help to digest large quantity of food quickly. Basically, it is a state when potency of Agni increased. In Mandagni, this is the state of Agni with low potency, poor appetite, and decreased metabolism. This Mandagni leads to production of toxic residue called ama and mainly Udarashula, the pain in the abdomen in some cases. Dhatogni is the Agni which is concerned with the dhatus, the bodily tissues. There are different types of Dhatu Agni which are 7 in number: Rasagni, Rektagni, Mamsagni, Medagni, Majjagni, Astyagni, and Shukragni. These are related to 7 bodily tissues. They are named according to the tissues. Dhatu Agni help in digestion as to acquire nutrient for the nourishment of Dhatu. Dhatu Agni mainly perform functioning for the maintenance of Dhatus. Dhatu Agnis not only perform synthesis of new tissue but also perform nourishment of tissue. Next is Bhutagni. Bhutagni resembles process of normal digestive functioning and activate composite element of the body. Bhutagni help to digest food element in their own component, and after the digestion, Bhutas nourish specific Bhautika elements. For example, we are taking a food predominant in Jala Mahabhuta. That means water content is more in that food. For example, watermelon. So, the Bhutagni related to Jala Mahabhuta acts there in that food substance and converts it to the other products. That is Bhutagni there. Then Agni and Prakriti, what is the relation? Vada Prakriti individual may have Vishamagni, which involve disturbed digestive and metabolic activities. Pitta Prakriti person may have Tishna Agni, which associated with hypermetabolism. That person may have hyper active symptoms, and also he may be having more increased appetite. Then Kapha Prakriti predominantly having person will have Mandagni, which involve hypometabolism, decreased metabolism and loss of appetite. And what is the relation between diseases and Agni? Some of the Vata Rogas, pain and paralysis, are often associated with Vishamagni. Pitta Rogas like acidity and burning sensation, Daha, is associated with Tishna Agni. And Kapha Rogas like anorexia, tastelessness, is associated with Mandagni. Some of the important diseases related to Agni are Tishna Agni digests food quickly and produces hunger, due to which throat, mouth and lips become dry. That is called Bhasmaga Roga. It is a specific Roga, disease condition mentioned in Ayurveda, that is given there to give example. In olden age, when one gets old, potency of Agni decreases, then leads to degeneration, decay and defective metabolism in the body. Then what are the factors vitiating Agni? That means factors disturbing Agni: excessive fasting, irregular eating, consumption of cold, dry and excessively oily and stale food, Viruddhahara and incompatible food, that is Viruddhahara, and activities during ingestion, that means during food intake also. Some say don't watch TV while eating. So that may lead to some type of incompatibility. That may lead to disturbed digestion. Then improper use of Vamana, Virechana and Vastikarma. They are some of the Panchakarma therapies. Then disturbed lifestyle, psychological factors like tension, anger, anxiety, greed and depression. Then unhygienic conditions which may cause infections. These also vitiate Agni. Then how to manage vitiated Agni? How Ayurveda people manage this condition? Ayurveda describe use of Deepana herbs to increase Agni, such as Chitraga, clove, asafoetida and ginger, etc. Some of the herbs used. These herbs increase Agni, which is associated with kapha, and control nausea and vomiting after eating. These herbs also alleviate gas and offer samana vayu. It is a type of vayu. Then cumin, coriander and fennel also improve digestion, which is used as carminatives. That means they increase appetite. Bitter herbs like kutagi, when used, help to balance Agni and boost overall metabolic process. And some of the Ayurvedic preparation like red coral and pravala pishti help to reduce acidity and irritable bowel syndromes. So Agni is a very major aspect of Ayurveda, and by proper practice and application and again revising things in mind, means manana, that only makes us efficient, that only makes us effective in Ayurvedic practice. That is to be always remembered. Thank you.